What is up, guys? Welcome back to Ground Up Fitness. This is day 13 of my solo leveling challenge, and we jump straight into it with 25 push-ups. Um, so I did my very best to go ahead and speed up any little areas that um, I may be gassed and trying to get air. So the first thing you're going to notice that's different about this video is there's not going to be any cuts. There's one cut in the beginning, like right now. Literally, that's because I noticed that my mic wasn't on. So I went ahead and turned my mic on and then got back into business. So you guys are pretty much getting an unedited, uncut rather, form video where I jump into my 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 sit-ups, and my God, let me tell you, it has been painfully uneasy to continue doing this each and every day. I think right now I'm at the point where I'm realizing that my diet is really affecting exactly like what I'm able to keep up with. So yesterday was my rest day. I didn't record, and I didn't really do too much as far as exercise goes. And I'm realizing a lot, when it comes to those rest days, they can't also be, kicking on the couch and binge on Netflix all day kind of days as well. So that's something that I'm noticing right off the bat is kind of killing me. It's killing the momentum. It's killing the strength that I've built up to be able to get back into it when the rest day is over. So something that I'm going to be changing up specifically amongst just me is my diet. My diet has to change. I have to go onto probably a more of a high protein diet, low carb. If I do carbs, I'm probably going to stick to something that's a little bit less like refined. So like no tortillas, no bread, probably just more like, potatoes and things of that nature, like a little bit more simple starches. Technically potatoes are complex carbohydrates, but they are simple starches. So this is set 2 going into my 25 push-ups, and I get pretty gassed pretty quickly. And you're gonna notice that when I'm doing these, I have to kind of take a break. I think the squats really got me on this one. So I don't know what it is. If you guys have an idea, go ahead and let me know in the comment section, just so that way, if you guys have any suggestions or tips on what can help me along my way, I can go ahead and implement some of those ideas. So by the way, if this is your first time joining the channel, my name's Michael. I'm basically roughly, I think, about 250 pounds. I can't say it's all muscle. I have to be honest, like my high blood pressure's through the roof. I'm diagnosed as pre-diabetic, and I mean, don't even get me started on my triglycerides. I don't even know what that means, but the doctor says, like, dude, your triglycerides, they're really high. So if there's any professionals out there that can actually help me with, understanding a little bit about what that means, leave a note in the comments and I'll be sure to take a look at that. And realistically, so this is me trying to combat all of the donuts and cookies and periods of non-physical activity where I'm just hanging out on the couch and letting the day pass me by, really. I mean, or just being inactive, whether it be in the car or periods where you're just at a desk or whatever it could be. All these little moments that add up throughout the day, over a week, over a month, over a year, over many years, where you're letting your body kind of accumulate stress, and the inactivity comes at a cost, and it's every gram that's just piling up on top of the countless other things that you've had to eat in a day. And so this is me trying to bounce back. I'm really doing it for the health benefits more so than anything else. But I will say that putting in all the work, it really makes you wonder, like, okay, what are my gains going to look like? So that is something that I think is bleeding into my field of vision, is just, I want to keep track of that. I want to keep track of, this is going on 2 weeks. Am I where I would like to be? And how much longer is that going to take at the rate that I'm going? So I haven't, really looked into professional guidance on my goals, but I mean, from a pretty understanding point of view, like, don't eat crap and get more physical activity in your day. And I think those are steps in the right direction. So one thing that I've done that has completely shifted, even I think even my mental state, really, is like, we've cut fast food out from our diet. So everything that we eat now, it may be high like in sodium or fat, but it's definitely home cooked, and it's nothing that's coming out of a package or a freezer package. I mean, not that things that come out of a freezer package are all bad. Some stuff's really good. But so it's like adding fruits and vegetables into our diet, making sure that things are coming into my diet that's like more on the natural approach, rather than something that's filled with a bunch of preservatives. There's no Twinkies or Cheez-Its, which admittedly are probably some of the most delicious things that you could ever catch a person eating. And I've been there and I've done it, and I've had my hand in the Doritos bag, and I've had I've had the Cheeto dust on my fingers that I'm licking off, because let's face it, who doesn't want a handful of Cheetos and a belly full of garbage? I think all of us fall victim to not really paying attention to what we're putting into our bodies, and not considering the toll it's going to take. So huge shift in diet. That's not something that we started doing this week, but that is something that, over maybe the past 3 months has been a gradual adjustment, where that's something I would continue to like to improve. So if I could, I'm going to. If I'm gonna, cut salt, or cut, just basically eat whole proteins, red meat, poultry, fish, things of that nature, and then mix it up with different fruits, vegetables, nuts, legumes, I'll do it that way, while trying to lower the ratio between carbs and protein. I would rather have a bowl full of something that's more protein packed, rather than something that's full of carbs. So this has been my day 13 of my solo leveling challenge. I do appreciate anyone that stopped by, even if it was for a moment, just to click on the video or see what I was up to. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.